The number of overdose deaths on the rise across the country. We take a look at the trends here in North Alabama and the efforts to get dangerous drugs off their streets. And the gridiron coming to the ball field. UNA announcing plans to play football at Toyota Field this upcoming season. Thanks for joining us for WAAY 31 News at 6. I'm Dan Schaefer. Nicole Williams has the evening off. We want to get straight to WAAY 31 Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna. She's in the Storm Tracker Weather Center, monitoring these current conditions and how long they're going to last. Kate?
Well, it's really going to be an active evening. In the first part of tonight, drier but cooler tomorrow. That's how things are going to go over the next 24 hours. Right now, the WAAY 31 Storm Tracker early warning radar network showing showers from Huntsville down towards Decatur. And then behind the showers, we started to see some thunderstorms firing back up here through the shoals and then just west of Lincoln County. Just looking at the shower activity, it is lightly raining all along 565, along 31 and 65 from Athens down towards Hartselle. We've also got showers up 231 up toward Hazel Green and farther toward the west. As I animate this, you will see the showers developing into some downpours. I'll be waiting for a few lightning strikes here. Looks like a couple just north of Florence. All of this is slowly tracking eastward at about 20 miles per hour. Now, the cold front has already moved as far east as about western Jackson and Marshall counties. Still, temperatures climb back up into the mid-70s in Muscle Shoals. Elsewhere, though, we've got some showers and that cold front. Upper 60s, lower 70s. Some of the values that you're looking at here along the I-65 corridor, about as warm as it's going to get for highs tomorrow. As we go through this evening, though, we are dropping into the mid-60s by 10 o'clock. This is not going to be a total washout of an evening, calling it a 40-50% chance for showers at most, a few rumbles of thunder. And then as we get into tomorrow, Tuesday is drier, but it is cooler from start to finish. I am tracking what lies for the rest of the work week coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Kate. As storms move across the region, we want to remind you to download that WAAY 31 Storm Tracker Weather app. It can alert you to watches or warnings for your area. It is free for Apple and Android devices. A Jackson County man is now charged with murdering his wife. Bradley Gray's charges were upgraded from attempted murder after his wife, Olivia, died from her injuries. The sheriff's office says Bradley shot her with a handgun at a home on County Road 265 in Section on April 15th. Authorities also found multiple weapons and a suspicious device that day. Detectives in Tuscumbia are now working alongside a cold case investigator with the state attorney general's office as they search for clues in a 2020 homicide. Mary Malone was found dead on Davis Court in February of 2020. She was beaten to death. The killer could still be walking the streets as this case turns cold. Tonight, Malone's granddaughter shares her frustration.
I just didn't think I would still be fighting. I thought it would be easier because I would have some justice by now.
Anyone with information is asked to contact Tuscumbia Police or the Shoals Area Crime Stoppers. We're learning more about a cold case homicide across the state line in Lincoln County, Tennessee. The sheriff says his office is continuing their work to find Jason Gene Turner's killer. Turner disappeared nearly 7 years ago. Skeletal remains were found in Van Buren County in 2020 and have been confirmed as Turner. Investigators are evaluating evidence. They say they have identified persons of interest in this case. New at 6, overdose deaths are on the rise across the U.S. WAAY 31's Brittany Harry is live in Huntsville with a look at the trends we're seeing here in North Alabama.
Well, Hempstead says so far this month they've responded to about 63 overdose calls. Last month, about 84. Meanwhile, Huntsville police say they're actively working to get drugs off the street, and that's something that they're going to continue doing. The North Alabama Drug Task Force says from the beginning of this year to the beginning of last, they've seized almost 7 times the amount of fentanyl, making getting the dangerous drug off the streets a top priority at the moment. Fentanyl is about 100 times more potent than morphine, according to the DEA. Lieutenant Jason Ramsey with the North Alabama Drug Task Force says what they are seeing right now is these drugs making their way to Huntsville from other cities like Atlanta and Birmingham. The goal, he says, is to try to stop it before they do.
And I can say we have been successful over the last year before it gets here several times. We'll go a little bit out of this immediate area and do an operation.
It is very concerning, it's alarming, and I guess the sad part about it is people are dying from it.
And I'm just scratching the surface here. Coming up tonight on Way 31 News at 10, I'll have more on the trends that we are currently seeing as it relates to arrests and sadly overdoses related to fentanyl. But for now, I'm reporting live in Huntsville. Brittany Herring, Way 31 News.
Thanks, Brittany. A recent spike in new COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations has health officials concerned about another surge across the U.S. Over the last week, new infections are up about 10% or more in at least 38 states and territories. Hospital admissions also increased nearly 10% across the country. Health officials point at new variants largely to blame.
We have to just say with humility and honesty, I don't know what this next 210-mile-an-hour curveball is going to be thrown at us by these variants.
Health experts say the best protection is getting vaccinated and boosted. More than 100 million Americans have gotten their first booster shots, but still about half of those eligible have not. Let's take a closer look at how this COVID increase is impacting Alabama. According to the state health department, Alabama's test positivity rate is 3.2%. We know more than 800 people tested positive for the virus within the past week. There are 55 COVID-19 inpatients across the state. 15 of those are in the Huntsville hospital system. Well, here's a curveball for you. Football at Toyota Field. You're taking a live look at Toyota Field right now from our Way 31 Thompson Roofing and Construction Sky Camera Networks. Clearly a baseball diamond, but UNA football team will kick off against Jacksonville State there later this year. Way 31's Alex Torres Perez joins us live with a look at the expected economic impact to the area. Alex.
Football fans won't be packing the stadium, but rather Toyota Field this October, and the game is expected to be a sellout, which means at least 10,000 people to do business with.
We're bringing everybody into this area to have the biggest attended event in the history of Toyota Field.
So fans are being urged to
come in early, stay late.
The president and CEO of the Huntsville-Madison County Convention and Visitors Bureau expects the game to have an economic impact of $1 million. The manager of Moe's Barbecue across the street says that doesn't surprise him, especially since it's a rivalry game between the UNA Lions and Jacksonville Gamecocks.
I think that just makes it an even bigger of a deal that, a lot of people are going to come out to enjoy.
Davison Payne says he's seen the impact events can have on the business.
This is not just a baseball stadium, that they're really utilizing this space to have all kinds of events that for us and for the rest of the businesses out here in town Madison, it's really just going to help us grow and watch this area grow in general.
Madison Mayor Paul Finley says the game also allows students to get to know the area.
And then transition them into the jobs that are available on Research Park, Redstone Arsenal, and a lot of these organizations.
It's an economic boom that local businesses expect to continue.
Every day it's changing and it's growing, and as of right now, it's not looking like it's going to stop anytime soon.
Now, tickets are expected to go on sale in mid-July, and one way you can guarantee yourself a spot inside is by being a season ticket holder for the Trash Pandas or UNA Athletics. Reporting live at Toyota Field, Alex Torres Perez, Way 31 News.